flow, that's a Sactown thing. Talking about us, it's a bounce out thing. Must they forgot we some Sacramento Kings. Whole squad going crazy, yeah, we back with it. Northern Cali going crazy, one sack winning. If you doubted us then, ain't no back spinning. This is real right here, ain't no catfishing. So tell me what you see now. Coming down the lane off the rebound. It's 9-16 now. Look towards the sky like the beam now. Tell them like the beam, like the beam now. You can tell them like the beam now. Tell them like the beam now. You can tell them like the beam now. Tell them like the beam, like the beam now. You can tell them like the beam now. Tell them like the beam now. If you reppin' that beam, like the beam now. How this thing really goes. Yeah, we travel deep, whether we home or on the road, we lit. You don't want that smoke, we the team of the year. We shaking things over here, don't doubt, we believe over here. We don't bleed over here. And let me just speak real clear, only deal with real kings over here. So tell me what you see now. Coming down the lane off the rebound. It's 9-16 now. Look toward the sky like the beam now. Tell them like the beam, like the beam now. You can tell them like the beam now. Tell them like the beam now. You can tell them like the beam now. Tell them like the beam, like the beam now. You can tell them like the beam now. Tell them like the beam now. If you reppin' that Kings like the beam now. Yeah. Yeah. Back on my bull, back on my cool. I'm turning it up, they feeling the heat, so they searching for pools. Tripping on me cause I'm doing my thing and they hoping that I'll be the fool. Taking the game and I'm screwing it up while these boys still searching and looking for tools. Playing it cool, faking it's who. Yeah, they look mad cause I'm breaking the rules. Breaking it loose while I'm breaking some news. Give me your pride and I'm breaking that too. They ain't ahead of us, they don't compare to us. They feeling the kick cause they hearing the change like I opened the register. Flexing on tracks cause this thing is not optional. Leg day is coming, I'm jumping the obstacles. Laughing at haters, we thinking it's comical. Yelling outside like we yelling out dominoes. Always be claiming they monsters. Boy, go get you a sponsor. All of that chatting, all of that acting, gon' mess around, get you an Oscar. They calling me Terrence, I hustle and flow. They all on my line cause I'm still in the vote. Your girl all on me cause she feeling the stroke. Make them say whoa when I'm hitting my woe. Talking like I do not got it. You talking like your boy is not it. When you talk, all I hear is yappa, yappa, yada, 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 yada. Most of your favorites ain't dealing with me. Pouring it up like the end of the week. You don't let us in, we still in the keys. We coming from nothing and ending the street. Aiming at throats and taking out knees. They feeling the pressure and know they can't breathe. Aiming at throats and taking out knees. They feeling the pressure and know they can't breathe. They aiming at throats and taking out knees. And aiming at throats and taking out knees. They feeling the pressure and know they can't breathe. Winning the races and taking the places and walking they stages like it's a degree. Feel it in your veins, it's a dope flow. Got the whole game in a chokehold. They taking too long, you can't see me now. Put them in boxes like photos. Packing the bags and hitting new land. I do what I want, they do what they can. All in their way, I'm messing up plans. I'm speaking the truth, I keep it a Grant. Waiting for Zel, never will fail. Waist looking slim, she eating her kale. I'm peeping the game and playing it well. She throwing it back like it's way too exhale. Come from the pain and I'm chasing no fame. I come up with morals, can't slander my name. Taking what's mine and grabbing the flame. Shooting my shot and yelling out game. Know what's real when I'm giving the feel. Can't look back when you turning the wheel. Go get a doctor, I'm giving the chills. Told them to get out, grab the key and they pill. I warn them that I am a factor. Clearing the way for this tractor. Got some new goals, never will fold. Came too far just to back up. Nah, this ain't what you used to. We ain't tripping on nobody, we just moved through. You couldn't keep up, cause my steps too long. It's time to wake them up, they have slept too long.
What's up, Kings fans? Smash up that like button. We're gonna get started here shortly. Light the effing beam.
I remember when you was crying over tests. You know I held you tight while your head was on my chest. I wanna go back to the times we didn't stress. Everything was black and white, something like a ref. I swear I love to slept on. You can have my left arm. Your friends was talking mess, but you was never crept on. Your mind was saying that. Your friends was saying this. I ain't never raised my voice, never once called you a I know as a woman, a lot is on your mind. You thinking about the future, you questioning the time. Well, baby, I'm your answer, let me be right by your side. I wanna see you shine, when you tired, let me drive. I ain't in a rush, girl, you know I got the patience. Remember when we used to picture better situations? I know your past struggles, them other guys wasn't wise. But look into my eyes, I promise it's you and I. Baby, please tell me the truth. Please, no more lies about it, you. Yeah, you know this feeling isn't cool. How can I be your rock? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do when I look into your eyes? I am not seeing a clue. I know you going through it too. How can I stop loving you? We was at my boy's wedding, celebrating love. Now we sitting here like, what the hell is us? I wanna freeze time for the hours that we rush. I thought we had sparks, but that wasn't what it was. College situations, you know that we have planned it. Out of state flights and resorts from when we landed. There's nobody else that I care for in this planet. Kisses on the counter, things I never took for granted. I swear that I can't let you go. You got me all emotional. You used to tell me everything. Now you not approachable. All the laughs that we shared, I thought this never be. Now all we got is missed calls and red receipts. I know I seen this coming. I really tried to stop this. There's so many things I could accomplish. This house ain't the same when I cannot see your face. My heart is in the open. I don't know what else to say. Baby, please tell me the truth.
Playoffs?
Please, no more lies about it, you.
Playoffs?
Yeah, you know this feeling isn't cool.
You kidding me?
How can I be your rock? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do when I look into your eyes?
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Yeah, we about to reinvest on this one. You gotta get to the money, right? Messing with me and you'll never get an inch, player. Been on the court and you are just a bench player. Gotta be tripping if you claiming you ain't heard of me. Feeling like the best, but I guess that's just the nerve of me. Hurry, please. Gotta get this bag, gotta push the gas when the engine's bad. Stay on the grind on me, it's your time. They just sad cause they mentions crash, now you know though. I got the dope flow, got the rap game in a chokehold. Can't let go, I got a bet though. Blending on in like a gecko, staying on track so you know that I swerve the honey. Where I'm from, you gotta earn the money. Invest in yourself, don't burn the money. Take a class and learn the money. I got a goal list, I need 4 cribs. Put my mom and my pops where they both hit. Put my brother in the hills where they don't live. Me and my wife by the ocean. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get paid. 2 for the show, 3 to get paid. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get paid. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get paid. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get paid.
Yeah, little nigga speak up. We too high, you can't reach us. Been on the grind since I realized that a young nigga hated recess. This confidence got all these hoes on my penis. Not a genius, I just think a lot. All these bitches been in the corner when I bend the block. Steph Curry with the rock when I take my shot. Told y'all niggas I don't need no help. Made y'all niggas I don't need no help. Made to the top, just been myself. Health is wealth, looking, I just power. I've been up for days, I'm kicked off the powder. She say she need me. Told her meet me in
Welcome to Royal Rebounds TV with Calvin and Barry. Just 2 crazy fans of the Sacramento Kings and they sharing their opinion. So be sure that you subscribe. It's for the fans, by the fans. Whether you chilling on the couch or wildin' in the stands. For laid back conversations about the Kings, subscribe here. Staying down until we come up thinking this gon' be our year. We're here, drinking beer, talking about the Kings. Be sure you subscribe so you can hear that bell ring, yeah.
What's up, Kings fans? Welcome back to Royal Rebounds, the Sacramento Kings YouTube channel for fans, by fans. If you're a Kings fan, make sure you smash up that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are live after every single Kings game here on YouTube and also on Twitter Spaces. Shout out to all my Kings fans out there. Sacramento wins tonight 123-117 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Calvin, okay, see you later,
Okay,
Thunder.
see you later.
Get the F out of here. Light the effing beam. How are you?
I'm good, man. Chan Gang, as Mike said, I feel like I'm almost a little nervous going into every game now because I'm like, I feel like the Kings are going to win every time. I don't know when the last time I could say that was.
I mean, dude, honestly, I'm looking at the schedule coming up, Calvin.
It's going to get tough.
I don't see the Kings losing a game here.
It's going to get tough here, man. They got some rough games.
I do not see us losing a game.
Okay.
I mean, the
I
Kings
like your optimism.
4-0 here since the All-Star break, and they light up the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. No De'Aaron Fox. No problem for the Sacramento Kings. Davion steps up. Big game for Harrison Barnes. Keegan Murray. Sabonis flirts with another triple-double. No SGA for the Thunder as well, so gotta at least throw that out there. But want to give a shout-out to everybody here in the chat on YouTube. Sass is here. Brian, Tito, Mike, Callum, Greg. Who else is here? Brian, Jeremiah, Patrick, Christian. Welcome in. Mr. Angel is here. Good to see you all. Good to see you. Welcome in. Bouncer is here. Low is here. Good to see you. Calvin, give me your first thoughts on the game tonight.
I mean, they got the performances they needed out of guys in step-up mode, right? Without Fox, the minutes that they had to play without Sabonis as well when he was in foul trouble. Keegan Murray continues, I think, to grow. Even though he didn't have the greatest shooting night, he hit big shots when it mattered. He played good defense again. He was all over the glass. Like we said, on what was that, Sunday? He just continues to kind of have a better understanding of how to play the game, I think, and is gaining a lot more confidence with every day that goes by.
Definitely.
And then you get the big performances from Harrison Barnes. You get Davion Mitchell stepping up big time. Trey Lyles was, again, big off the bench. I mean, even if this team is missing arguably their best player, right now their best scorer, for sure.
Most
clutch player in the NBA. They still put up 123 points, even when they go through flashes where you think, like, this really doesn't look good. The ball's not moving as well as it should be. They're just that good offensively, and if they're able to make enough stops or get enough boards, that's the difference in the game. It's really hard to run with this team.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, we got to say, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Worst team name in the NBA. They don't have a mascot. Like, nobody's afraid of Thunder unless you're a dog. So
all that said, I think we need to give a lot of credit to Oklahoma City. I mean, everybody in the world, just like nobody really expected the Kings to be in the position that they're in now, most people thought that Oklahoma City was headed for the number 1 or number 2 pick again after Chet Holmgren gets hurt. This team is so young, don't really know what you have there. Jalen Williams has been phenomenal in his rookie season. I'm talking about Santa Clara Jalen Williams, of course. SGA has had his best season by far. Giddey's made some improvements. And this team plays really, really hard. They just compete even when they're down. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Oklahoma City for the year that they've put together, too.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they lost, so F them. Brian says the whole narrative that every team got better but the Kings at the trade deadline is not true. Dallas worse without Dinwiddie and Caldwell Pope. What are your thoughts on that, Calvin?
Well, Caldwell Pope didn't play for Dallas this year, but I get what you're saying, Brian. I think you're talking about Dorian Finney-Smith, but they do have an issue, right? It's late game situations, whether what to go with, what to run. It used to be so second-hand nature to them because it was just give the ball to Luka and get out of his way, and if he gets doubled or tripled, then he'll find somebody open for a shot. But now they actually seem to struggle with making on-the-fly decisions in those late game situations, and to couple that with the fact that they still don't play any defense puts them in a really big hole.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what people said when that trade went down, though, was, how is this going to work together with the two of them, Kyrie and Luka? And, of course, they still don't play defense. So hard to get better.
Brian said he had a Brian fart. So
Yeah, I give it to you, man. I'm not calling you out or anything.
Bouncer wants to know what happened to De'Aaron Fox.
They sat him tonight with wrist soreness.
Right wrist?
I'm not sure which wrist it was. I also don't think it really matters. I think they
Yeah.
just needed an excuse to say we're going to give you the night off.
Okay, all right. So Calvin's got some conspiracy theories going here. It's
Well,
not an
look,
injury. They're just resting him.
That's just how it goes in the NBA right now. I'm not, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm saying you take this opportunity. You've got a tough game against the Clippers coming up on Friday, a back-to-back with Minnesota following that. You're playing with house money right now. You're up 11 games over 500 or 10 going into today. So you feel like with the SGA sitting again, this is a perfect opportunity to get the guy a little bit of rest. You want to make sure that he's fresh down the stretch.
Yeah, we got a ton to talk about today on the show, so don't go anywhere. I want to get started talking about this game, but hey, just so you guys know, we're going to go over the game tonight. We're going to talk about potentially a new overtime rule, which is mind-blowing for me. We're going to talk about the Lakers and LeBron James, what's going on with them right now. We'll give some credit to PJ Dozier, talk about him. And then I got some stuff to say about Grant Napear. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Calvin, before we get going here, how many likes till we light the beam tonight?
I said 45 last time, so 55 this time.
55?
55, yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. You guys heard it.
We got 44 people watching right now and only 23 likes. So in theory, we shouldn't be that far away if all of you guys like this video.
Okay. I mean, we'll see if they like it or not.
Right.
Sometimes they don't like the video.
That's true.
Make sure you guys smash up that like button. 55 likes, as Calvin says, and we are going to
Maybe we should
light
bring Nick
the
in
beam.
early to talk about how much pizza he ate so we could get more likes.
Dude, he's here waiting. He's waiting. I think we make him wait a little bit longer. Dude, Nick gets so pumped up after these games.
There you go, Brian.
We
If
gotta
you don't
let
like
him.
that.
We gotta let him mellow out a little bit, so he can be
He's
a
in
little
a
level,
food coma right
be
now?
a little
Is that what you're saying?
level-headed. We don't want Nick saying we're never losing a game like I did. But we love you, Nick. We'll definitely hear from you. But hey, we got to get here into the box score. Okay, as you can see right down below, Kings win tonight 123-117 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Domas Sabonis, 34 minutes of action, 8 of 10 from the field. Dude, Calvin, this dude is so efficient. 22 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, almost another triple-double for him. And a block in this game. He does pick up 4 personal fouls and commits 4 turnovers in this game. HB, the man of the night, 37 minutes of action, 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 5 from three-point range. Calvin, and 9 of 10 from the free throw line, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block for him tonight. Keegan Murray, my guy. Keegan Murray. 36 minutes of action, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal for Keegan or Threegan. Definitely want to talk about some more nicknames for him tonight. So if you guys have a nickname for Keegan Murray, drop it in the chat, dude. I mean, we got Fox, we got Ox, we got the Black Falcon. Ideally, Calvin, I want to be able to refer to the entire Kings starting 5 with emojis. Preferably animal emojis.
Okay.
So we got to figure out some kind of nickname for Keegan Murray. Anyways, Davion Mitchell starts tonight for De'Aaron Fox. No D Fox tonight, out with the wrist injury. 33 minutes of action, 6 of 10 for the field. Where's all my Davion Mitchell haters? I'd love to hear from you guys tonight. 3 of 7 from three-point range. 15 points, a rebound, 4 assists, a steal, a block, and a turnover for Davion Mitchell. Kevin Huerter, 33 minutes of action, 8 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from three-point range. Calvin played much better in the second half of this game. 20 points for him, 4 rebounds, and Calvin, 9 assists.
9 assists.
Tied for the team league with Domas Sabonis, Red Velvet. Yeah, I can just put a cake emoji for him. I know it's not an animal, but hey, we need one for Keegan Murray. But 9 assists for him, which is absolutely huge. Would like to see him making a few more three-pointers, but hey, 2 of 6, not mad about that, especially with the win. Trey Lyles off the bench, 13 minutes of action, 9 points and 5 rebounds, a block for him, 4 points for Chemezi. Rashawn Holmes plays 2 minutes in this game, over for him. Commits 1 turnover, didn't take a shot, didn't get a rebound, didn't get an assist, no points for him. We'll definitely talk about Rashawn. Matthew Dellavedova, 4 points in 14 minutes, an assist for him. 0 points for Terrence Davis, 0 of 5 from the field, takes all 5 of his shots from the three-point line in 10 minutes of action. Malik Monk only plays 15 minutes in this game, Calvin. 7 points for him, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And 3 turnovers. And then we got to see our guy PJ Dozier play 1 minute of action. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls. Kings win tonight, Calvin. They win a big one, and this is 4 in a row.
This is 4 in a row. I think it's, 10 of 13, something like that, going back before the All-Star break. Yeah, they're heating up. As you like to say.
They are heating up. I'm not even going to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. We don't even need to hear from them. As far as the team stats go tonight, the Kings shot 52.4% from the field, 35.7% from the three-point line. Still coming in with that mediocre free throw number, dude. 73% from the free throw line. I mean, dude, I'm happy about the win, but we look at things that need or don't need, but can be improved on. Free throws is definitely one of them. 22 of 30 from the free throw line for the Kings tonight. They did out-rebound the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight, 51-42, including 8 offensive rebounds. Did not out-rebound the Thunder in offensive rebounds, but 43 defensive rebounds, 34 assists for the Kings tonight, 20 total turnovers. That's huge, Calvin. They've been turning the ball over a lot lately. But, hey, they're still getting the win. I definitely want to talk about that. 22 fast break points, 50 points in the paint as opposed to 62 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Kings were only down by 2 at one point in this game. They led by as much as 17.
Yeah. Yes, they have been turning the ball over a fair amount. They've also been getting easy baskets themselves, whether it's points off turnovers, fast break points. They had 22 tonight. We talked about it earlier in the season, or not even a few weeks ago. I think I don't know what the number is now, but the Kings have a really great record when they score 16 or more fast break points. So easy buckets, transition points are big. And then, out rebounding teams. And they have had, a bunch of games with right around or more than 30 assists as well. So even though they're turning the ball over, they are moving the ball and getting good shots as well. I mean, if you score over 120 points a game and you play, the pace of this game was absolutely torrid. So you're bound to run into some spells there where you turn the ball over, especially when you're without your primary ball handler, and really, like you said, the most clutch player in the NBA, a guy that makes great decisions with the basketball. So,
how many games are we through the season right now?
Oh, and to answer the question on Fox's missed games, this was his 6th
36
this year in 61 games.
61 games. Yeah, and he played 55. Not bad.
Very
Not
good.
bad at all.
Very, very good.
But Calvin, I have to ask you, why are the Kings turning the ball over so much? Because this is not
well,
just
like I said,
game.
No, you're right. But I mean, the Kings play fast. They move the ball a lot. They share the ball. They don't until you get to the fourth quarter, and Fox has those moments where he takes over. It's a very equal opportunity offense. Plus, you also have to take into account the teams that they're playing. Right? We've talked about it going into this back-to-back. The Oklahoma City forces more turnovers than any team in the NBA. They play very tough defense. They switch. They're aggressive. They play the passing lanes. And the team they played before that, the Clippers, are, again, a very long, athletic team that is really good at forcing turnovers and knocking the ball loose, deflections, all of that stuff. So it's a combination of everything. The fact that you play a faster tempo style of game, you score the most points in the NBA. That means you have a lot of possessions.
Best offense of all time.
Best offensive rating in NBA history.
Of all time.
And you're going up against teams that also are trying to get up and down the floor. The Kings are good at suckering teams into playing their style, right? Because they're so good offensively, you think that you have to speed things up and take advantage of them before the defense gets set, all of this stuff. So that just results in a faster game, and a lot of times you turn the ball over in those situations.
Okay, Suba? Is it Suba? Suba?
Subaculture.
Says, I'm a few minutes behind Fox, sore left wrist, and even had an MRI on it, no damage. Rumor has it was hurt on the windmill dunk in the previous game.
Could definitely happen.
Thank you.
I've hurt my
Thank you for
hand
clarifying.
or arm on dunks before.
Oh man, it sucks.
Yeah.
Because you're excited and you have all the
Yeah.
adrenaline and you're like, ah, and then, ouch, not good at all.
Probably nothing to worry about long term, but
Charlie, shout out to Charlie. He says the Keegler.
the Keegler.
That reminds me of.
I don't know if that's an animal emoji, but
or any kind of emoji. It reminds me of that movie, The Cobbler, the Adam Sandler movie where he's like making shoes and stuff. Weird movie, very, very weird movie. But Calvin, 29 points tonight for Harrison Barnes, 8 of 13, 4 or 5 from 3-point range. The dude played absolutely incredible. I know everybody loved that layup late in the game, right, where he stays in the air, goes
that
into the
was a
basket,
phenomenal move.
gets it up.
That was really nice.
So that
Really
was
nice.
definitely exciting. And hey, Harrison Barnes, I mean, over the last few games, he had like 9 points in 2 games. Dude, we scored 176 points, and he had 9. But 29 tonight for him. What are you seeing at HB's? What was different for him tonight?
He was just much more aggressive from the get-go. I think that they probably, talked to him. The coaching staff went to him and said, look, without De'Aaron, Kevin Huerter had a better game than he's had recently on the offensive side. But he's been struggling. I expected Keegan Murray to be a little bit more aggressive looking for a shot as well. But with Davion starting, he's not a guy that has given you a ton of offense. He played very, very well today, but he's not a guy that you've looked for that so far this year. Harrison Barnes was an obvious person, I think, to say, look, you've got to be a little more aggressive looking for your shot today. And in the past, when he's done that, I think he's going to be a lot fresher in terms of his legs in this stretch run this season too.
Definitely.
When you compare it to the previous years, because they relied on him for so much more offense in the last couple of seasons. This year, he has been really, really good for them in spots when they've needed him to be. But they've also had a lot more guys that are able to take some of that load off of him. So in moments like this, he can go kind of, step it up another gear. And he definitely did that today.
They need some points.
Yeah.
He can step up and do it. I'm just so happy that we don't have to watch a Luke Walton post-game press conference where he's like, I would love Harrison Barnes to take 15 threes a game, every game. He's that guy. He can do it. And it's like, dude, Luke, shut the F up, man. Just calm down. Enjoy the win tonight. But, yeah.
Well, and
Harrison Barnes
this is really the way that you should play Harrison Barnes. I mean, he's a good outside shooter, and you want him to take in rhythm within the offense wide open threes when they move the ball like that. But you don't want him to be searching for threes or, dribbling, trying to create 3-point shots himself, step backs, all that stuff. You want him going to the basket and getting to the free throw line. 10 free throw attempts today. HB stands for hit bank.
I thought it was his bag.
No, it stands for hit bank because when he drives, he is so good at that deceleration dribble, put your body into the defender to create space, and gets it up off the glass. He's super accurate with that shot.
Dude, I got my Light to Beam shirt on tonight. Is it looking pretty good? Light to Beam?
It always looks good.
I love it, dude.
It's a great shirt.
I love lighting to beam. Anyways, if you want to pick up one of these shirts, all you got to do is check out RoyalRebounds.com. It looks fresh. I'd love to see a bunch of people wearing them at the games. It would be a lot of fun. But shout out to Harrison Barnes. Another incredible performance by him tonight. And tonight he does it scoring some points. Why not light the beam, says Brian. Brian, we need 55 likes. I would love to light the beam tonight. Hit that like button. Who's getting the chain tonight?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'll be honest, I did not watch this whole game because these early starts, road games are tough for me with work.
Because you're hanging at the pool with...
Hey, it's my job
to
hang at the pool.
Sorry, guys.
And sell pina coladas and Mai Tais.
Yeah.
That's how I pay rent, man. Until we get enough likes here on this channel for me to...
I had to
hang
out with Jordy Fernandez watching the All-Star game. And
I was really only able to watch about half this game in total. So I'm going to take the route that probably nobody likes, but I'm going to pass on the defensive player of the game. I liked what Davion gave me, though, and what I watched. So I would probably give it to him based on what I saw.
At this point, it's like...
Charge taken.
At this point, it's like, dude...
The dude was good.
Harrison Barnes, he's the player of the game for me. I mean, you could make an argument for Sabonis, right? Almost triple-double, super efficient, 8 of 10, Almost the triple-double. But Calvin, at this point, dude, they're giving it to staff members. Like, anybody can get the chain at this point. So who knows? Maybe Kyle Draper got the chain tonight.
Maybe he did. Your boy, Drapes.
I would love to hear from you guys down below in the chat. Let me know who got the chain tonight. Give it to Coach Brown, JN. That's a good point.
I got a good question.
Okay.
Maybe it's a poll that we can put in because I'd like to hear what everybody else thinks, too.
Lay it on me.
So Harrison Barnes and Trey Lyles are both free agents at the end of this year. If you only had enough money to re-sign one of them,
okay,
who would you re-sign?
I don't think we need a poll for that. I think people can just spam the chat.
Okay. Well,
last name, Lyles
or Barnes.
Barnes. Who do you want the Kings to re-sign? Now, they could re-sign both. That is a potential.
Yes,
but
I'm
Calvin's
saying that
putting you in a hard spot.
This is a unique situation where, let's say the Kings go out and they spend a bunch of money on some other free agent that improves the team, and you don't have enough money left to re-sign both of these guys.
Harrison Ford, bouncer. But yeah, I'm probably giving it. Dude, I like JN. Mike Brown should get the chain tonight. This is what I'm saying. Anyways, I mean, this is a pretty unconventional game for the Sacramento Kings tonight. Like, you have a guy like Kevin Huerter putting up 9 assists. You have Harrison Barnes putting up almost 30 points in this game. This is not how they usually win basketball games. But Calvin, in hard times, people need to step up. No De'Aaron Fox tonight. Sabonis did an incredible job. I mean, he's basically a walking triple-double at this point. The dude is incredible. And then you have some of the other guys like Harrison Barnes step up, Kevin Huerter step up, and let's talk about Davion Mitchell.
Stepped up big time.
I got a list, Calvin. I got a list on my phone of all the haters, dude, that were just hating on
Oh, man.
Davion
Are you about to
Mitchell.
call out?
Oh, yeah. I'm bringing up the list right now.
Oh, damn.
I've been keeping track of everybody
God, I hope I'm not on this list.
writing hate on Davion Mitchell, saying, Davion this, Davion that. We need another backup point guard because Davion can't do it. And guess what? What did he do tonight, Calvin?
He did it.
He did it. He started. He played 33 minutes. He shot 60%
He hit his first
from the
three
field.
threes?
Yeah, 3 of 7 from three-point range, 15 points, a rebound, and an assist. I'm not even going to bring out the list because I don't want to get negative on this stream. I just want to be happy. Calvin, shout out to Alfie Man here. And Joey is here as also. Greg, Ivan, good to see you all. But yeah, Davion did the damn thing tonight, Calvin.
He did.
Tell me about it.
Well, look, I mean, we saw this from him last year, too, when Fox didn't play basically those last however many games of the season, and he was the full-time starter. He put up big numbers consistently there. Yes, he hasn't been consistent offensively overall, but I still think that what some people are losing sight of is the fact that for certain guys, role players on this team, we're talking about the historic offense, right? The number one offensive rated team in NBA history.
Yep.
Davion doesn't have to score on this team. What this team needs is somebody that can play on-ball defense. And he does that. He does that very, very consistently.
That doesn't show up in the box score.
It doesn't show up in the box
casual
score.
fans that don't watch
So
basketball games.
He's still very valuable to this team.
All they do is they look at their phones. They blah, 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 had 30 points tonight. Davion Mitchell, 5 points, not happy. You see that little thing on the bottom of the screen right now where it's scrolling? That's what people do. They just watch ESPN. They look at that, and they're like, oh, Davion Mitchell? What's he doing? He's not doing stuff. You got to watch the effing games, guys, because like Calvin says, Davion is doing the little things that matter.
He's 10th in the NBA in charges taken.
Yeah, incredible.
10th
Incredible.
for the smallest guy on the team. I mean, he's exactly the type of player. He's a coach's dream, honestly.
Yep.
A guy that will literally do whatever you want, does the dirty work, plays defense, doesn't care about or doesn't at least seem to, doesn't put that out there, care about the glory and all this stuff and more minutes and blah, 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 blah. Dude just wants to win and play hard and work. And that's every coach in the world wants to have 15 of those guys on their team.
Dude, to me, Davion Mitchell is Marcus Smart that can control his temper.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yes, Marcus Smart got much better at shooting the 3 ball, scoring, it all takes time, guys. Like Brian says here, Davion's still young. He's only going to get better. So to everyone that was tripping out about Davion Mitchell, worried, hitting the panic button, let's trade Davion. Just chill out, guys. He's young. The Kings are winning basketball games. I mean, it's the same thing with Keegan, right? And maybe Keegan's not the greatest example because he's been playing exceptionally well, but it's just like we are ahead of schedule in this rebuild. We have a lot of young players on this team that are still just need time to develop, and the only way to do that is by playing. So, you know, the Kings are kind of in this weird situation where they're winning games and they're developing players at the same time, something Golden State Warriors suck at, Calvin, and I'm just going to throw that out there. But, I mean, Keegan does all the little things. Davion does all the little things. And I mean, well, we see it more and more.
I've heard people say a lot recently in terms of De'Aaron Fox and talking about how he's all of a sudden taken another step. And they directly relate Davion Mitchell to that, saying that De'Aaron Fox has to go against Davion in practice every day.
Yep.
So, A, that's a great thing to have on
Which
your
way
team.
do you want it?
And B, that's got to help Davion as well, too, right?
Yep.
He's got to go against De'Aaron Fox in practice every day. It's going to benefit them. This team will get playoff experience this year. They're super young. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It doesn't click like that for everybody in every aspect of the game.
I love cake and I want to eat it and have it too, and I can never do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Davion Mitchell. Great game for him. Maybe he gets the defensive player of the game chain. Why not?
Well, I mean, like I said, based off of what I saw, which is probably like 65% of the game, I would have given it to him.
Why not give him the chain, Nick? Why not? Let's talk about Kevin Huerter, and then I want to go into your keys to the game before we talk about the bench here. I got a lot to say about the bench because that's one of the things that people are concerned about. When Fox is out, Davion moves in the starting position. What's there on the bench, right? But let's talk about Kevin Huerter. 33 minutes of action, 8 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from three-point range. This guy has been struggling, Calvin. It's no secret. He's been struggling. I should have kept receipts on Kevin Huerter. Maybe I'll start because I'm seeing a lot of Kevin Huerter.
Yeah,
hate.
you got plenty of time. They're still out there.
I got one guy in my mind. I'm not going to bring him up. But Kevin Huerter, he's finding ways to get involved when he's not making shots. Tonight it was assists. 9 assists for him. I mean, what starting shooting guard in the NBA who's not even a 3-and-D guy, just known as a shooter, can come out and get you 9 assists. Not a lot of guys. So he's finding other ways to get involved and help the team win. What are your thoughts on Kevin Huerter? 8 of 14 from the field is not bad. That's great. 2 of 6. I mean, you'd like to be a little bit better than that from the three-point line. But I know he's also dealing with a hand injury as well. What'd you see out of Kevin Huerter tonight? Is the shooting slump over?
Well, I mean, the three-point shooting slump, I don't know if you can officially declare it over. I do think that it was good for him to get off to a good start in this game without Fox. You know, they definitely, I believe, looked to get him the ball to try to break him out of that slump early.
Brian.
I look at this the same way I look at Malik Monk. Those guys are, just like Davion Mitchell is on this team to play defense, Huerter and Monk are not on this team to play defense. I mean, that doesn't mean you just stand there and do nothing. You still want them to try and work hard. And you want the team to be better playing defense, which, you know, Mike Brown is working on that, right? It takes a lot of time. But if those guys are going to come out and put up numbers like this, 9 assists, 20 points, efficient shooting, Monk comes in and does that stuff off the bench, 12 to 15 points, a few assists. It's just that's what they're on this team for. I agree with what Charlie's saying here. He is totally the guy that they seek out defensively. Yeah. Any team right now, if Huerter is on the floor, you get a switch onto him, or you give the ball to whoever he's guarding, and you say, go to the basket, because it's a revolving door right now.
Yep.
The one thing that I don't understand is, like tonight, he's on Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams is having a really good year. He's proving that he's a pretty good offensive player. Why is there not a switch? Why don't we take a timeout and say, you know what, HB, you're going to guard Jalen Williams now, or Keegan, you're going to guard Jalen Williams now. I understand if you switch during the middle of a possession, but I don't understand why you keep putting him in that position over and over and over again. It's a glaring weak spot on the team. I don't want to take anything away from what he did offensively tonight because he was good offensively. It wasn't his greatest game that he's had in Sacramento, but he was good. He was definitely good enough. I just don't understand why we keep throwing him out into that position.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about Kevin Huerter.
Charlie, I don't think it's that simple, but yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
I don't want to talk about Kevin Huerter.
You have to at least try.
Tonight.
You can't force him to be the primary defender on Jalen Williams possession after possession after possession after possession. And if they get a switch, then they get a switch, and you have to deal with that.
Yeah. And every team is going to have a guy that gets targeted. Like, straight up, if you're a team and, you know, you're doing your research on another team, you're scouting, you're watching film, like, there's always going to be a weak point on a team as far as defensively when you have starters, right? Like, there's always going to be a guy that you hunt out, whether it's, you know, Kevin Huerter, whether it's Keegan Murray, whether it's a guy that's actually a good defender, but he's not as good as the other four guys on the court, you're always going to hunt some guy out. So some guy is going to be in that position. But you're right. Kevin Huerter was not brought here for defense. He's brought here for shooting. We've learned that he can rebound when he needs to. He can pass the ball when he needs to. And he can play decent defense in a team format. So not mad about Kevin Huerter. Would like to see the shot come back a little bit quicker. But hey, we got the win tonight, which is the most important part. Without De'Aaron Fox, the team steps up together, and they fill in all the things. Harrison Barnes picks up the scoring. Kevin Huerter picks up the assists, you know, and the Kings get the win. That's what good teams do. That is what good teams do. Ivan says, Huerter is hurting the team. Charlie is right. We almost lost because of him tonight. Ivan, I know you're talking about that late turnover where he throws it out of bounds. Yeah, I was upset about that too, but I think the game was already a lock at that point. But you're right. There are ways to get better. There are ways to get better. Calvin, I almost forgot about Keegan. You want to give Keegan some flowers before we move on?
Dude, he played this whole road trip. He was really, really, really good. He's just being a lot more aggressive on the glass. Even when he doesn't get his hands on the ball, he's able to tip it, keep balls, loose balls alive, things like that. His on-ball defense has been so much better. We've seen him push the ball on the break now instead of taking a dribble or two and grabbing it, picking it up, looking for an outlet valve, somebody to give it up to. Just much more aggressive, much more confident.
He's bringing the ball up the court.
He is.
Yeah.
He absolutely is. Not only that, in the half court, he's driving the closeout. He's pump faking. He realizes now that his three-point shot is such a weapon that he is able to take advantage of it. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You can't deny it right now. He's definitely become a much more confident player who's added pieces to his game, and I think this was the plan with him all along. Like I said before, that this was a great situation for him to go to. It was a great situation for the Kings to get this guy, too, because of his skill set and how it fits this offense. Great shooter that is now able to do a little bit more because he's starting to get caught up with the speed, the physicality of the game. He's used to that now. And they made a point on the telecast today, talking to his dad, about this time last year is when he started playing, lights out in college.
Yep.
And he led the nation in scoring. So
late bloomer.
Yeah, I mean, he's just
finishes strong.
He finishes strong.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
He's a very even keel guy, right? I think he really needs to be pushed before he kind of lets loose a little bit and unleashes it himself. And I think he's gotten to that point now.
Shout out to Lee here for joining in. Shout out to Alfie, man. Afghan is good. He's here. It's good to see you guys. Marcus is here. Welcome in, everybody. Guys, don't forget to smash up that like button. 55 likes tonight, and we will light the beam. Hit that like button because I want to see the beam. I want to light the beam. Calvin, Keegan Murray, I mean, you wanted the Kings to draft him. He was a guy that you highlighted in the draft, saying that this guy's going to be pretty good. What'd you say? We're 61 games in now?
Yes.
Has Keegan missed a game?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I got to look this up because I know he didn't start, what was it, the first couple games of the season? And then he got put in that starting role. He's been extremely consistent in terms of being available.
58 games.
Okay, so he's missed 3 games. Not bad at all. And how many games has he started? Anyways, while you're looking that up,
Started 56 of them.
wow, that's incredible. So, I mean, you've seen a decent chunk now from Keegan Murray. Give me your thoughts. Like, what is Keegan Murray's ceiling? What is he? Do you have a comparable?
Yeah, I've had this comparison since the draft. I think Chris Middleton is a very, very solid comparison for this guy.
Okay.
Somebody who has good size, good length, really good instincts, great shot, understands the game well, is not the most athletic or the fastest or the quickest guy out there, but makes up for that with his understanding of the game and his size. I think Keegan will grow into his body a little bit more, put on some more weight as he gets older.
Yep.
And that's going to make him a very good defender and a very, very solid offensive player. Once he develops more of a mid-range game, that's the biggest difference right now between him and Middleton, right? Middleton has developed that post-up, that mid-post-up, turn, fall away, shoot over the defender, make guys pay, and take the easy shot, as opposed to just being kind of an outside specialist or a guy that's able to get to the rim on a backdoor cut. Once Keegan adds that to his game, I think Chris Middleton is a very fair comparison.
So second best player on a championship team. Is that what you're saying?
Could definitely be that.
Okay. Wow. I like that. I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat. What do you think is a good comparison for Keegan Murray? Alfie Men says, turns into Charles Barkley. Hey, Charles Barkley was a pretty damn good basketball player. I know a lot of people hate on him for not having a ring. And you look at the guy now, you're like, this guy's out of shape, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's a very smart guy, and he was an amazing basketball player. So interesting comparison, Alfie Man. But I'd like to hear from the rest of you guys. What is a good comparison, and what do you think the ceiling of a guy like Keegan Murray is? Calvin, we got our first caller of the night on the phone here. It is the Island Boys. What do you think they're going to say?
I think they're going to say something about Fox being fast and the Kings winning.
Okay. I like the Kings when they win.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're doing. Island Boys, what is up?
The Kings won, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Kings won, yeah. The Sacramento Kings, oh, yeah, the Kings won, yeah. Fox is so fast. Sabanas is so strong, yeah. Coach Mike is so smart, yeah. They are the playoff bound, yeah.
Wow.
They are the playoff.
You were very right. The Kings are headed to the playoffs. That's incredible. Ivan says Sabonis is so strong, and yes, he is. That pretty much wraps up the starters. I want to talk about the bench, but before we do that, Calvin, we got a second caller on the night. Guess who it is?
The pizza guy?
The pizza guy. Nick is here on the stage. Nick, what is up?
What is up? Why not light the beam?
Why not light the beam, Nick? Why not light the beam? How are you, Nick? How are you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling pumped up that the Kings won tonight. So right now, I'm watching the Clippers right now. 63-68. Minnesota is winning right now.
Okay.
Minnesota's beating the Clippers. Clippers are going to lose. I want the Clippers to lose.
Yeah, I always want the Clippers to lose. The Clippers suck,
Beat
man.
LA.
Yeah. Because we played them on Friday. I'll be at the Kings game on Friday night. So
Oh, man,
I'll be at
lucky
all the
you.
games on March.
Okay. Are you going to wear your Light the Beam shirt?
Yes, I will be.
All right. Nick, we need 7 more likes here on YouTube so that we can light the beam. Can you let everyone know what to do?
We need more. Hit the thumbs up. 7 likes, and 7 likes will light the beam.
Light
You want to see the beam lit.
beam. Nick, I'm seeing a ton of emojis here in the chat. Everyone wants to talk about one thing. It's the elephant in the room. How much pizza did you eat today?
Well, 0.
So much, he can't even remember.
He must be in a food coma.
Yeah.
0.
0?
What?
No pizza tonight.
Oh, man.
What?
No za.
But the Kings still won.
What a
Okay.
letdown.
You broke the curse.
Oh, that's 2 in a row.
2 in a row. No
2
pizza.
games in a row,
Kings
no
wins.
pizza.
Yeah.
Nick,
4 wins in a row for the Kings.
I know we're all excited for the playoffs to come.
Yes.
And
Yeah, man.
as
I'm
you know,
excited for you to come down to Sacramento.
yeah, as you know, Calvin and I will be in town for the playoffs. And
Yes.
Calvin's got a little challenge for you.
Yeah, what's the challenge?
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
What's that?
What's the challenge, Calvin? What's the challenge?
You think you can beat me in a pizza eating contest?
I can beat you in an eating contest.
No, pizza eating, not eating contest.
I can beat you in a pizza eating contest.
Okay. We need to come up with a wager then, I guess.
Calvin's trying to challenge you. I was hoping he would get all WWF and be like, Nick, you and me.
I'm gonna win.
In round table, head to head, pizza for pizza. I will eat more pizza than you. And
No, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna win.
I'm not that guy.
I'm gonna
I
win.
think that
I'm
was
gonna
you
win.
all along. Yeah, that was your challenge.
Yeah,
don't
I'm gonna
rope me into
win.
this.
Do you think Barry
I'm
should
going
join
to-
us in the pizza eating contest?
I think so.
All right, there you go.
Nick, if you had to, like, if your life depended on it, how many pieces of pizza do you think you could eat in one sitting?
100 pieces of pizzas.
Holy
Whoa.
cow.
All right, I don't want any part of this
100.
challenge anymore.
What are you talking about,
100
Calvin? You were not saying this
Pizza,
earlier.
pizza.
Okay,
I would eat 100 pieces of pizza. That's how much I would eat.
100 pieces of pizza. All right, we're going
That
to do
is
this
incredible.
contest. Royal Rebounds will sponsor
Yeah.
the pizza eating contest. You versus Calvin. What are you betting?
Whoa, Royal Rebounds is sponsoring it now too? That means I got to pay for it also.
No, Royal
Yeah,
Rebounds
you do.
is paying for it.
I don't like this at all.
I think Alfie Man said he wanted to be in the contest too, right?
Of course, anybody
yeah,
is welcome
yeah.
to join in this.
All right, we're going to
How about me and like 4 other people versus Nick? Because if he can eat 100 pieces, I'm gonna need some help.
I will eat 100 pieces of pizza if I have to. I
Okay,
will win you guys.
here's
in
the
eating
deal:
contest.
you don't win unless you eat 100 pieces of pizza.
Oh.
You have to eat 100 in order to qualify.
He's talking big game,
Yes,
Calvin.
sir.
Very big game. It's
100
making me
Yes, I
very
do.
nervous.
Pizza?
Very, very nervous.
Nick, we're not talking about DiGiorno pizza. We're talking about big pieces of pizza, normal size.
Yes. I will
Okay.
challenge you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
All
Doesn't
right.
matter.
Well, maybe we'll do. Okay, not maybe. We will do a pizza eating contest. I need to nail down a location. It will be sponsored by
Yes.
Royal Rebounds, and we're going to be giving away a prize, Nick.
If anybody has some suggestions on
For first
a good
place.
pizza place in Sacramento,
How many contestants do you think we should have in this contest?
I mean, we should have plenty.
I think maybe 5.
Whoever wants to be in.
5. Oh, you want Royal Rebounds to buy pizza for 100 people?
Yeah, Royal Rebounds is paying for it.
There we go. There we go. All right, Nick. Let's talk about Friday's game real quick, and then Calvin and I got to get back to the show. So, give me your thoughts on Friday's game against the Clippers. What do the Kings need to do to win this basketball game?
The Kings need to play defense, win your game on Friday, and stay on your man. Stay on your guy and win on Friday. Light the beam.
Light the beam.
I like it. Very quick, concise. He knows what he wants, Calvin. Nick, do you have any inside information? Have you talked to Slamson recently about what's going on with De'Aaron Fox?
No, I have not. But I know Slamson is out with the soreness.
Oh, breaking news. Slamson is out with soreness.
Oh, wow.
No, De'Aaron Fox is out with soreness.
De'Aaron Fox.
Okay. Nick, can you see if you can get Slamson in the pizza eating contest?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I could ask him.
Ask him. Challenge him. Tell him you can eat more pizza than him. Let's get him in the contest.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This will be fun.
Okay.
Ask Morgan Reagan too.
There you go. is that
Okay,
a
I
challenge?
will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Well, we appreciate you joining in on the show tonight. You got any last words for the royal family out there?
No, that's it. Well, I just want to say sleep beams.
Sleep beams. Nick, we're 1 like away from lighting the beam. Can you get everybody fired up?
Fired up. Fired later.
All right.
Oh,
Nick.
there it is.
There we go.
It's like he spoke it into fruition.
We love you, buddy. Have fun at the game on Friday, and we'll talk to you soon.
Are you gonna light the beam?
We're lighting
Oh,
it.
we're lighting the beam.
Alrighty.
Oh, we'll do it with him here. Why not? Do it. Why not? We'll light the beam.
Why not do it?
Fire the laser!
There we go.
The
One
beam is lit.
big purple beam
Yes,
into
it
the
is.
sky. We got 2 days off. Hopefully they leave the beam on for till Friday, right? Till Friday.
Yeah, why not?
Leave it on until April 15th. That's when the playoffs start.
All right, Nick.
Why
thank
not?
you so much, buddy. Have a good night. We'll see you on Friday.
Sleep beam.
Sleep beams. Always good to hear from Nick. They call him Coach Nick. I think Pizza Nick fits him a little better.
He definitely likes pizza.
100 pieces is a lot.
That's a
lot of
That is
pizza.
a lot.
I did not
I
guess
do
that.
not want any part. If that's true, I don't want any part of that.
Anyways, back to the game tonight. You want to talk about the starters? I mean, Trey Lyles, 9 points for him, 4 for Matt,
The bench.
Bench. I'm thinking about pizza, dude. Actually, I'm getting pizza tonight for dinner.
Oh,
Dude, I've been trying to get it, and something just doesn't work out. Like last
I
show.
know. Yeah,
I was gonna get pizza,
like,
and you're like,
we're making a bunch of food,
Yeah.
steak and chicken.
yeah, which was good, but just my craving has not been, my itch has not been scratched.
Oh well, we better get 100 slices worth. We need some practice.
Okay, yeah, okay. Delavdova, 4 points for him tonight. Only 7 for Malik Monk. Give me your thoughts on the bench tonight.
The bench was, I mean, good overall. I liked what I saw out of Trey Lyles. I think things were obviously a little thrown off, right? The continuity, especially from the last week or so, they've been playing really, really well with that same group together. Today, Davion Mitchell has to start and play most of the minutes with the starters, so things got maybe thrown off just a little bit. The Thunder bench also definitely brought it today. Dario Saric was like a man possessed, and the Kings struggled to guard a lot of players, but they especially struggled to guard big guys who can stretch the floor and put the ball on the floor as well. So, or stretch the floor with a shot, outside shot, and put the ball on the floor as well. So that was definitely, I think, one of the main reasons why Oklahoma City kept coming back in this game. But I thought it was a decent game overall from the bench.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see Malik get a few more minutes. You know, he's my guy. I don't know why.
I thought it was an opportunity for Terrence Davis. With Davion Mitchell not playing big minutes he played big minutes, but not playing a ton with the rest of the bench. This could have been one of those games where Terrence Davis stepped up and had, 15 to 20 points, but it just wasn't that game.
Hey, Sabonis played well. Harrison Barnes played well. Kevin Huerter started making shots. Davion Mitchell was making shots tonight.
Yeah.
Keegan Murray.
They got a ton of points from the starters.
They went with what was working.
Definitely.
Which I think was the most important thing.
Definitely.
I'm pretty satisfied with the win tonight. I got to say it. Yes, I pointed out free throw shooting could be better. There's some other things that could be improved on. Yeah, that's what the coach is going to do, right? They're going to look. They're going to watch film. It's not like you just win a basketball game and then the coach is like, no practice tomorrow. We're not watching film.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to go right in the next game. Like, there's always ways to improve.
A win is a win, and they got it without, probably the guy that's going to be Western Conference Player of the Month.
Yeah, don't get too high, don't get too low. You win, you move on, you act like you've been there before, which is the most important part. All right, Calvin, let's go over what your keys were for the game tonight. And then I got some interesting stuff. Somebody put a lot of money on the Kings to win the championship this year. I want to talk about it, but let's go over your keys first.
Well, they were the same as they were on Sunday, just because I felt like this, the way these games were going to go were very similar, especially with SGA not playing in either game, and the fact that Oklahoma City is a pretty aggressive defensive team. So turnovers was number one. They committed 40 turnovers. The Kings did in these two games combined. Yep. So not very good there. But on the flip side of that, they did have a bunch of fast break points. They also had 34 assists in this game. Forget how many they had on Sunday, but I want to say it was very close to, if not more than 30 as well. Number two is feed the ox. Sabonis had to be more aggressive, I felt like, stepping up even more without De'Aaron Fox. Again, 1 assist away from a triple-double. I still think that there are times when he can maybe help. Fox is so good at opening things up defensively or offensively by breaking down the defense for everybody else, getting guys more open shots because of his ability to get to the mid-range, get to the basket. That compresses defenses, especially an aggressive defense. I thought that Sabonis tonight, and in general, I would like to see him take more mid-range shots. When he gets the ball at the free throw line and turns to survey, everyone backs off of him because they expect him to be throwing a bounce pass to a backdoor cutter or handing the ball off on a dribble handoff. He probably has 4 to 5 wide open mid-range 15 to 18-foot shots a game. And his stroke from that spot is really, really nice.
Yep.
He hit one of those today. It was a beautiful shot. I thought maybe he could have looked for that shot a little bit more today. But overall, I mean, you can't really be too upset with how he played.
Yeah, happy with the win.
And then number 3 was crash the offensive glass. The Thunder actually were the ones that really took advantage of the offensive rebounds. They were up 9-1, I think, offensive rebounds at halftime. Kings did a much better job in the second half. They had 7 offensive rebounds in the second half. But overall, you got to be happy that the Kings out-rebounded Oklahoma City today, and that was one of the areas where I thought they could take advantage of OKC in these 2 games.
Okay. Alfie Man says here in the chat, do you guys have any Kings art on your bodies?
I don't.
By art, do you mean tattoos, Alfie Man? Because if you do, yes, I do have a Kings tattoo. Not going to show it to you guys here on the stream. But yeah, I do. I'm committed. I'm pot committed on this team. Gilbert says, conspiracy theory is the person who put a bet on the Kings to win the championship this year is a time traveler. I mean, Calvin, that seems like a very convenient theory. Wouldn't anybody that bet a lot of money on something be better off if they were a time traveler?
Sorry, I just got very distracted by Charles's comment. Yes, I think you are right. Anybody could be considered a time traveler if they get something like that right. Mattress Mac, Is he a time traveler?
Maybe. That's interesting. I was watching some show last night on Netflix. Osh's, I don't remember what it was called, blank white or blank white something, about these kids disappearing in this town, and there's some kind of time traveling involved. I wasn't paying very good attention, but weird. It seems to be a theme right now. Not me not paying attention, but the time traveling thing. Maybe it's gonna happen, dude. Right? Because do you think time travel is possible? Because here's the thing: if it is,
anything is possible.
If it is possible, then technically it should be possible at any time, right? Because if it's time travel is possible in the future, that person can travel back now, right?
Yes, that's true. But if time travel is possible, aren't there sacred rules of time travel? Like, like you're not supposed to,
like commandments.
Yeah.
Okay. Thou shalt not steal.
No, not like that. Not like that. Like you can't. The butterfly effect. You can't alter certain courses of things that have already happened. Like you can't talk to your previous self. I'm getting way too.
Okay. I mean, I watched the show. Did you ever watch the show The Flash?
I did.
What's the Flash's name?
I can't remember. I mean, he's not my favorite superhero by any means.
Okay.
So.
Well, his name is Barry, so I figured maybe you would remember that name. Where have you ever heard that before? Anyways, he did some time traveling, and he did have some rules that he wasn't allowed to do.
So are you trying to tell us that you're a time traveler?
I'm not allowed to tell you. It's against the rules, Calvin. It is against the rules. But anyways, shout out to Alfie Man for the super chat. Alfie Man, we appreciate you so much. Dude, Alfie Man, sign up for a membership on the channel. And everybody else out there that loves watching the show, loves supporting us, sign up for a membership. It's $1.99 a month. Your name is a different color. You get a cool badge next to your game or to your name, and it evolves. So the longer you are a membership, you get a different badge, which is really, really cool. There's a lot of other perks that come with it as well. So we have the VIP membership for $9.99 a month and the Royal Family for $1.99. Alfie Man, I see you. Sign up to be part of the Royal Family. Join a membership on the channel. Anyways, Calvin, back to this bet. Ben Fox, funny that his last name is Fox, right? But it's FAWKES. Ben Fox from, what is he, from DraftKings. He posted on Twitter yesterday, and he said, this summer, a better at Caesars. Hey, Charles, welcome to the Royal Family.
Welcome, Charles.
Dude, Charles is a member. You guys all got to be members, too. It's cool. Look, he's got a cool basketball, and it changes the longer you are a member. Anyways, he said, this summer, a better at Caesars made 2 giant futures waivers on the Sacramento Kings to win the 2022-2023 NBA title. Calvin, he put a bet of $10,000 at 750 to 1 odds. Then later, he placed another bet for $8,000 at 350 to 1 odds. If he won, or if the Kings won, he would win $10.3 million off of an $18,000 bet on the Kings to win the title this season. So, Calvin, first question for you is this guy a time traveler? 1. 2, how crazy is this guy?
Pretty crazy.
This is not betting on the team now. This is betting on the team in the summer.
This is betting on the team during the summer. That is crazy.
$18,000, you're just like, hey, YOLO.
That
You think this guy's a Kings
crazy.
fan?
Well, the second bet couldn't have come in the summer if they improved the odds to 350 to 1.
Oh, yeah, maybe. You think this guy's a Kings fan?
I don't know who this person is.
Angel's a smart man.
They sound like an NBA ref, maybe.
Maybe he got the script.
If that's the case, he's not doing a very good job because the refs don't seem to favor Sacramento in a lot of games.
Dude.
But
Look at this guy. I put
$150.
$150 on the Kings to win the Pacific before season, and it
Wow.
wins me $35,000.
oh man,
Dude, congratulations!
Now that is we're talking very realistic at this point.
I love it. I love it, dude. That is a fan putting their money where their mouth is. That's a good fan.
Oh, Charlie's got a good guess. 50 Cent.
Ooh, Fitty. He's like, I never lose. He's like LeVar Ball. I'm undefeated.
He might have some inside information.
Okay. Interesting bet. But, hey, I hope it happens. I mean, not only because I want to see the Sacramento Kings win a title,
Absolutely crazy to think about.
I love rooting for people that put crazy bets down like that, where it's just like,
Yeah.
I feel the
You
gambling
should
high.
tell Ethan about that bet.
Right? I feel the gambling high just looking at this bet of like, dude, $18,000 on like, dude, I wouldn't have put $18,000 on the fucking Milwaukee Bucks winning the title this year. That's crazy. But $10 million.
I mean, I wouldn't put $18,000 down on anything.
That is
I'm not a gambler.
Absolutely incredible. All right, moving on. Calvin, you want to bring up this this potentially new or rumblings we've heard? Kings are winning basketball games, Calvin. Double overtime. They haven't lost this year in overtime.
Yes.
The NBA is already trying to change rules. And I just got to point out real quick, we're hearing rumblings about a potential rule change, and they had to mention that the reason why they're considering this is because Kawhi Leonard played 38 minutes.
Yes.
Or was it 40 minutes?
40,
I don't know.
40 minutes. I
Whatever.
think.
Stupid. Kawhi is
First of all, this is something that we've already heard the NBA talk about prior to this double overtime game. So I just want to make that point. But they're talking about a target score once you get into overtime. So instead of it being played out 5 minutes, where you could potentially tie and go into another, it's like the basketball tournament, if anybody watches that.
Yeah.
When you come into the final
they
frame
want buzzer
of
beaters.
the game.
They want buzzer beaters.
No, I guess technically it's not really a buzzer beater.
They want game winners.
Game winner, yeah. You have a target score set, first team to hit, 300 points.
Yeah.
Wins the game.
I think that is absolutely stupid. The only overtime rule that I want to change is in the NFL. If it's a tie, play another overtime. Because I don't like ties.
Yeah, I don't really like ties either in the
NBA,
NFL.
keep it the same, man. Keep it the same.
Yeah,
what was that, a 7 or 8 overtime game a couple years ago? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was epic.
What game was that?
That was so epic.
But here's my thing. The only reason I'm going to advocate for this rule is because I'm sick of guys sitting out games for rest. So I'm not saying that this rule automatically changes that and you'll see less guys sit out for rest, but I want to see guys play. I don't want to go into a game and all of a sudden see, Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, and Nurkic and all these guys are all out after the All-Star break because they decided they didn't get enough rest. It's bullshit. These guys have to play.
They're going to rest either way, Calvin.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is that's the problem. So, like I said, that I don't know if that rule changes that, but I want somebody to figure out a way to stop getting guys to rest.
Yeah.
Because they're resting. They're not hurt. I mean, even De'Aaron Fox tonight, like we all as Kings fans agree it was great for the team because they got a win and they're going to keep him fresher down the stretch of the season. And maybe his wrist really is bothering him. But could he have played? Probably.
Oh, man, you're hating on De'Aaron Fox.
I'm not hating on him. I'm hating on all these guys.
Okay. I mean, Anthony Edwards was right. He said straight up,
you got to play,
people got to play.
You got to play. And if shortening the season to 72 games, again, I realize that that's not going to happen because there's too much money that they're going to lose. But if shortening the schedule to 72 games means that you're going to see guys play 80 to 90% of games, do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do it tomorrow.
Charlie says, I got it. Half a game check for a rest day.
Sure. Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking
no
check.
It's a huge problem.
You don't play, no check.
It's a huge, huge problem.
There should be multiple different compensations in a player's salary, and one of them should include games. And if you don't play in the game, you don't get that pay.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like if you miss the whole season, you get no money at all. That's not what I'm saying, because there's a lot of work that they do outside of playing the games, preparation, all this stuff. But maybe there should be, you don't get a game check if you didn't play the game.
Whatever it takes.
Straight up.
Whatever it takes.
That's really, really interesting. I mean, you have guys, and it's one reason, Calvin, why I've been watching a lot more classic basketball games and these documentaries about these players that played for $50,000 and they played every single game and they played injured, and it didn't matter if they could have re-injured themselves and ended their career. And maybe that doesn't sound great, but these guys wanted to win. All they cared about was winning every single game. And now players are, who was it that was like, all players care about now is IG and getting tattoos and making millions of dollars and dressing nice. And, I mean, maybe that's what happened. Maybe the players have been coddled into that. I really don't know. But, I mean, it's getting worse. Whatever it is, it's getting worse.
It's getting...
I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
It's really ridiculous. Let's talk about players that are not resting and currently are injured. LA Lakers star LeBron James, it was announced yesterday that he injured his foot, I believe on Sunday. I watched the video. You could see him mouthing, I heard a pop.
Yep.
Continued to play on it. Finished the game.
Can't believe it. Also had a nice exchange with Patrick Mahomes about you're not the only one playing on a fucked up ankle. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Patrick Mahomes was sidelined, courtside during the game.
Okay. And now he's out multiple weeks.
And now he is. Unlike Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, he's out for a little while. And you see all the hate he got. He was drunk during the parade and all this, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I would be too.
Back to LeBron, back to the Lakers. Everyone was praising the LA Lakers. Just a week ago, Calvin, they made all the right moves. They were a team. And then we heard about ESPN, the Lakers. They want to be the 6th seed so they can face the Sacramento Kings in the first round of the playoffs. And you know, it's funny. I saw so many Kings fans post about that. Oh, blah, 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 whatever. You know, all I thought when I saw that is I'm like, wow, they're starting to realize that we could be the 3rd seed. They're giving us credit that we could be the 3rd seed. Thank you. Thank you for finally looking at us and not saying, well, there's 25 games left. The Kings could go on a huge losing streak here and be out of the playoffs. don't want to jinx anybody, but I'm just saying the fact that they are realizing that we're a good basketball team and that we could have home court advantage in the playoffs is an absolute win for the Sacramento Kings. But Lakers are in a tough spot, man. They're 12th seed. LeBron's out for multiple weeks. They don't got to be worried about facing the Kings. They got to be worried about making the playoffs, Calvin.
This is exactly why you hear players say all the time the cliches like, we're just going to take it one game at a time. We can only control what we can control. It's a one-game season, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Because when you do shit like this and you say, oh, we assume that we can be the 6th seed.
Yep.
Karma's a bitch. LeBron might be out for 3 weeks maybe.
Yep.
What are your chances of being the 6th seed now?
Hey, and just
not as good.
Just straight up, Calvin, if LeBron misses 3 weeks, there's 15 games left, and they're the 12th seed.
Yeah.
He might be like, I'm going to be healthy for next year.
Yes. I mean, they do have some things working for them, right? There are, just like the Sacramento Kings, looking at the NBA scoreboard today, Oklahoma City lost. I guess they're right ahead, or are they ahead or behind? No, they're behind the Lakers. Dallas lost. Utah lost. The Clippers are losing right now.
Yep. Talk about teams that are not doing well.
Well, good news for the Lakers is Portland is losing as well. But, this is exactly why guys stick to those guns of we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We're taking it one game at a time.
Yep.
Because then people can't keep receipts on you and go back and say, well, you shouldn't have said that you assumed you could be the 6th seed when you're not even in the play-in tournament.
And the Sacramento Kings are going to make the playoffs this year. That's incredible. Hey, F the Lakers. Anyways, moving on. We all heard about what happened with KZ Okpala. Unfortunately, dealing with an injury, cut by the team. He's out for the rest of the year, getting surgery. They bring back PJ Dozier, the bulldozer, Calvin.
The bulldozer.
He's back. Played like a minute tonight. It is what it is. But I heard he was re-signed to, this is potentially a 2-year deal. I think the rest of this year and next year. I think next year's is partially guaranteed, so they could cut him if they need to or they want to. Give me your thoughts on PJ Dozier. I know we've talked about him a little bit on here, but they seem to really like him. They brought him in. They dropped him. KZ is out. All of a sudden, PJ, they didn't even try out anybody else. They're like, PJ's our guy. 2 years, we'll give it to him. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, my thoughts are the same, right? Like, there's obviously a reason why you would like him or why you would want to sign him. Do I think he's all of a sudden going to start playing 20 minutes a game on this team? No, I don't. Is he going to be part of the playoff rotation when the rotation gets maybe even shorter than it is right now by a player or two?
Yep.
Probably not. So, it's nice to have him on the team. It's nice to think about what he could bring in terms of size, athleticism, defensive versatility, all of that stuff. He had definitely flashes of being a pretty solid player in this league with Denver. So I'm not saying that I don't like him as a player, but I just don't see this being a big deal right now.
Doesn't move the needle for you.
No.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I get it. I'm happy for PJ. Honestly, I hope something happens. I hope something comes of this. I would love it. I would love it if PJ Dozier could contribute and help this team win basketball games. But like I said, and I've been saying all season long, Calvin, there's certain moments where you just have to trust the front office. You got to trust the coaching staff. All the Kings fans that were like, why didn't Mike Malone, why didn't Monty McNair trade for a big guy? What's going on with Mike Brown? Like, why did they not make a big deal before the trade deadline? We're 4-0 since the All-Star break, Calvin. We've won a lot of games. We have chemistry, while these other teams, like the Dallas Mavericks, are having problems figuring out who gets the last shot.
Yeah.
So I got to trust the front office. I got to trust the coaching staff that they're going to make the right move. There's a reason they like him, so I like him too.
I'm not saying I don't like him. I just don't think you're going to see him play that much.
Callum says, I always thought PJ Dozier was a Bruce Brown type. I would love that. I like Bruce Brown a lot. If he could become that guy, hey, I would love it. All right,
That'd be huge if he could get to that level.
In other news, we mentioned it last week. The Atlanta Hawks fired their coach, Nate McMillan. a guy that I really liked. He's been around the block. He's maybe got wronged by a couple teams. But
if you're a coach, you've probably been wronged by a team.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they say, right? You're a coach until you get fired, basically, is what it is. Unless you're
Greg Popovich.
Yeah. Unless you're
Phil
Popovich
Jackson
or Phil Jackson, you decide when you're quitting.
Yeah. Red Auerbach.
Anyways, the Hawks were interested in a couple guys. One of them you met during All-Star Weekend. That is
Jordy Fernandez, assistant coach with the Sacramento Kings. He's done an incredible job this season, and a lot of people were concerned that maybe Jordy would be leaving the Kings after this year. Not that it couldn't happen, but the Hawks officially signed Quinn Snyder, another coach that's maybe been wronged by a couple teams in this league. This is great news for me, and I think for a lot of Kings fans, because it makes me not think about Jordy leaving. What are your thoughts on the Hawks bringing in Quinn Snyder? Well, yeah, number one, happy that Jordy is still going to remain with the Kings, at least for now. I mean, once we get to the end of the season, there might be a few more openings, and then his name's probably going to come up again. That's just the nature of the beast. If you're doing a good job, you know, like most people believe, and Mike Brown has said, he's going to be a head coach in this league someday, probably sooner than later. But at least for now, he's still in Sacramento. And this makes a lot of sense if you're Atlanta. Quinn Snyder was an assistant there back with, I believe, Mike Budenholzer when they were really, really good. He has a lot of familiarity with the organization. And, you know, he was probably the highest profile name out of any of these guys that they were interested in. He seemed to be the front runner immediately. And he talked about in his introductory press conference about how he didn't want to wait until the off season. He liked this opportunity with this team. He wanted to get to work right away. I think I don't know if he was their coach tonight, but I think he's going to be coaching very, very soon. Like, he's jumping in absolutely immediately to take over this team. So we'll see if it works out.
Interesting. All right. I want to talk about Grant Napear here for a second. I know a lot of Kings fans have very mixed feelings on Grant Napear. He was one of the voices of the Sacramento Kings for a really long time. Honestly, most of my childhood, Calvin. And when I hear his voice, I think about Sacramento Kings games. I honestly do. He did a lot of good things for the Sacramento Kings. Was very, very loyal to them through wins, through a lot of losing. And he gets fired by the Kings in a way that he didn't feel was right. A lot of Kings fans didn't feel was right. Some thought it was. But none of that. All that aside, I was watching Grant today because he does a halftime show on his YouTube channel. And I was watching his halftime show, and he was talking a little bit about the first half of the game. And somebody in the comments said, Grant, you should join ESPN 1320 and have a show on that station, on that YouTube channel, so that you can go against, what's the other channel, 14 something? 1450, 60?
I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't listen to radio.
Well, they're on YouTube now. So Deuce and Mo do, I think Monday through Friday on whatever it is, 1460, 80, whatever. If you guys know the number, let me know. Oh, 1140. There you go, Charles. Too many numbers. Anyways, the person, Charles is like, it's 1140. It's 1140. I knew I was close. Anyways, the comment says, Grant, you should sign on with ESPN 1320 to go against 1140. Grant says, quote unquote, I don't like ESPN 1320. I would never sign with them. He says, on my other show, I do a promotion for a flashlight. He's like, that flashlight's got more firepower than ESPN 1320. And then he says, everybody at ESPN 1320 is a bunch of clowns. That was pretty wild. That was a lot of strong words. And I don't know if ESPN 1320 had anything to do with him getting fired or whatever that happened. Maybe he's got some energy held up against that. But I was like, wow, this is crazy. And the fact that there's so many different numbers, right? Like 1320, 1140, all this. I was like, I've heard of it before. And I've watched some stuff, but like, who is that? Who are those guys? Who are the guys he's referring to as clowns? So
I have no idea.
I go into to YouTube and I'm typing in ESPN 1320 and it pops up D-Lo and Casey.
Oh, okay.
And
I do know those guys.
The James Ham Show.
I know James Ham too.
We know he has his own channel as well and does some other things. But apparently he doesn't like James Ham or D-Lo and Casey and thinks they're a bunch of clowns.
I mean, does that really surprise you though?
Pretty wild.
Does it really surprise you? Grant is just a bitter old man now.
It's Grant against the world.
That's who he is. Like,
I was pretty wild. Anyways, I mean, honestly, Grant, I don't know if Grant watches our show. Maybe he's watching right now. Grant, talk smack about us, dude. I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit. You want to talk smack? You're still talking about me. So, hey, I don't want to throw anybody down. I'm not going to down talk to Grant. I'm not going to down talk on D-Lo and Casey, Deuce and Mo, Sactown Pete, any of those guys. You check out this video right now. Look in the description. I got links to everybody's YouTube channel down below because I want to support all of them. I love every single Sacramento Kings fan. I'm a fan of everybody here in the chat. And, I just want everybody to succeed. So I really don't like when people, talk smack about other people. But, hey, you want to talk smack? Dude, talk smack about us. I don't give a shit. That's my thoughts on it, Calvin.
Yeah, I got no thoughts on it whatsoever. I mean, I feel bad for Grant Napear that he lost his job. He was a really, really good play-by-play guy. But look, I mean, the bright side is now you got your own show on YouTube. You can say whatever the fuck you want. That's why we do this. We love it.
Yeah. I actually thought about writing in the comments after he said that. But I didn't. I held back because I don't want to put up a bad message for the channel. But I was going to write, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. Didn't say it. Anyways, shout out to Grant Napear. Glad he's still doing some stuff because I can't get enough Sacramento Kings stuff. I'll listen to anybody. Anybody that does Sacramento Kings coverage, I'll listen, I'll support. So shout out to all you guys.
There's a lot of great
there.
stuff out
Shout
there.
out to all the Kings fans out there. We're pretty lucky. I mean, a fan base that has had nothing for almost 20 years, and we still got a lot of guys putting out content. So very, very, very cool. Anyways, that was just wild, dude. That was wild. I'm surprised. I was really surprised that I heard that. Anyways, Calvin, let's talk about some bad guys. Let's talk about the LA Clippers and how they suck. Actually, real quick, before we get into the Clippers, I just got to talk about the Thunder one more time because I'm looking at the schedule here. We don't have any more games against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Nope, that was it.
I'm not
3-game
gonna have
series
a
is
chance.
over.
They're
Undefeated.
They're not playing in the finals this year, like maybe the Kings could be, according to that better. They're not going to be playing in the NBA playoffs this year, like the Sacramento Kings could be. So this is our last chance to talk about the Oklahoma City
Thunder. Still
Thunder.
possible that they could make the play-in tournament.
Maybe. Why not, as Nick would say. But I just got to say it one more time. Worst team name in the NBA. Worst mascot in the NBA.
Until we play the Clippers, and then it'll be the
Calvin.
Clippers have the worst mascot in the NBA.
Calvin, is there a worse team name in the NBA than the OKC Thunder?
Ooh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't personally think that the Thunder is a bad team name, but is anybody worse? I don't know. Probably not.
I mean, the Pelicans,
Maybe.
but it's like a Pelican could do
The
some
Hornets?
damage.
I don't know. I like the Hornets.
Pelican could do some damage, Calvin. Thunder does no damage. Lightning does damage. Thunder, no damage at all.
Well, yeah, Utah shouldn't be called the Jazz. It should be the New Orleans Jazz, but I don't know. I mean, whatever.
Clippers don't even have their own arena. All right, let's move on to the LA Clippers. The team with the worst team name in the NBA. The team with the worst mascot in the NBA. And yes, I'm talking about the Clippers. They don't even have their own arena. Dude, what do you think the score is going to be in this game? Are you betting the over? Are you betting the over on this game?
First to 150 wins, just like last time.
What do you think the over is on this game? Clippers are 33-30, and they're about to lose right now to the Timberwolves. What do you think the over is on this game, Cal? Top of your head.
It's probably like 240, 238, something like that.
I can't even see it on here. What the? They used to have it on here, Calvin. They're not even showing it. Maybe it's too early.
Yeah, they probably haven't said it yet.
That's wild. That is wild. Anyways.
Oh, they're only down 6 right now.
The
I'll tell you,
Clippers-
the over is not hitting in this game. I think the over
Okay.
was 233.
That's because they don't have the best offense in NBA history playing, which is the Sacramento Kings. Anyways, the Clippers are favored by ESPN. Go figure. 57.8%. They say the Kings have a 42.2% chance to win this game. I disagree, Calvin. I mean, like I said, I was looking at the schedule earlier today. I don't think we lose another game through the rest of the year, honestly. Like, we're playing great. De'Aaron Fox will be back, I'm sure. Sabonis is a walking triple-double. Keegan Murray should be the Rookie of the Year, even though he's not. We got the Sixth Man of the Year in Malik Monk putting up 45. This should be a really, really exciting game. And I think a lot of people are going to be talking about this game. This was a game that I was like, they need to flex on the national television. Oh, no, Calvin. They don't want to flex this game. They want to flex the Knicks game. Knicks-Kings, which it is what it is.
Yeah.
But they'd rather play the LA Lakers tonight with no LeBron James, the team that's a 12th seed in the Western Conference, with no chemistry, no LeBron, no wins, no nothing. Dude, they want to see them playing on national television instead of the Sacramento Kings. So, Calvin, we know the Kings are going to win this game on Friday. How are they going to do it? Give me your keys to the game.
All right. Number 1 is attack the paint. The Clippers are a really good defensive team, or at least they are in theory, right? They don't allow a ton of points, but they've had a problem defending the paint recently. In their last, not including today's game, but in their last 5 games, they've allowed over 61 points per game in the paint, including that 88-point performance that the Sacramento Kings put on them in double overtime. Just for perspective, San Antonio allows the most points per game in the paint at 56.3. So get De'Aaron Fox back and get to the paint. Attack all night long. Number 2 is battle of the bench. This was a huge swing for the Kings in that double overtime win. They outscored LA's bench 77-61 with a career-high 45 from Malik Monk. The Clippers have the third best bench scoring team in the. I don't know if Zubas really changes it that much. I still think you can get to the paint.
More like Zubitch.
But yes, he was out. I don't know if he'll be back on Friday or not. But and like I said, the Clippers have the third best bench unit in terms of scoring in the NBA. So it's going to be a very, very key to this game. And then number 3, I'm going to say is the Sabonis pick and roll. We don't see the Kings run a lot of traditional pick and roll with Sabonis because he handles the ball a lot, right? They run dribble handoff off of him. They spread the floor around him. I watched a lot of the Clippers and Nuggets game on, what was that, Sunday or Saturday? Sunday. Jokic had a phenomenal game. And, of course, Jokic is a great player, right? But what did the Nuggets do to attack the Clippers late in that game was they put the ball in Jamal Murray's hands and or Michael Porter Jr., and they ran pick and roll with Jokic, which the Clippers obviously had to commit to those guys, Porter Jr. and Murray, and Jokic was open after open after open on rolls to the basket for an easy floater. I think this is an opportunity for the Kings to take advantage of. So whether it's Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, De'Aaron Fox, those guys all run pretty good two-man game with Sabonis. And in that double overtime win, Malik Monk had, I think, 3 straight possessions where he had a beautiful assist off of a pick and roll to Sabonis inside. So I look for this as an opportunity for the Kings to take advantage on offense.
Okay. I mean, that's what they're going to do. I think the Kings score at least 130 in this game. They got to do it. We'll see if De'Aaron Fox is available. He's listed as day-to-day for this game with the wrist injury. Calvin, I see Tanvir creeping here on Twitter Spaces. He changed his name to Star Fox and Star Ox. He thinks he can pull a smooth one over us and think that we're not watching. Calvin. Shout out to Tanvir. We appreciate him as always. Funny, Nick pops up on stage and he wants to request to come on. And I said, bro, we're about to end the show. I got pizza delivered. And he says, to my address, is what he's texting me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That's funny. Anyways, I think that pretty much wraps us up for tonight. We appreciate you all so much. You guys are all awesome. Please don't forget to smash up that like button, hit that subscribe button. Become a member of the channel like Charles. It's $1.99 a month. Your name is green. You get a basketball, and that will evolve. Charles, check out the custom gifts and some different emojis you can use as well, which is really, really cool. But thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you all so much. Calvin, you got any last words for the royal family out there?
Light the beam. The streak continues.
Light the beam. Light the beam. 4 in a row.
Why not light the beam?
Why not? 4 in a row for the Sacramento Kings. We appreciate you all so much. And hey, when this video ends, it's going to forward you to the next scheduled stream on Friday. Make sure you like that video. Right in the chat. I want to see what your predictions are for the game on Friday. Shout out to Neil, Ivan, Charles. We appreciate you all. Brian, so much for watching. Have a wonderful night. In the meantime, go Kings. That's my bouncer right there.